So the first speaker I'm really pleased to introduce is Shannon, who is from the USA. She is a TERF MAMA who deprogrammed her ROGD, so rapid onset gender dysphoria, gifted daughter from the trans cult. She's going to talk about her personal experience and her now advocacy. So thank you so much for coming on. So over to you, Shannon.
So I start always with here she. Come gather round, share and speak freely. We must be here for each other. As Magdalene Burns said, I'd rather be rude than a liar. We need to speak truth. This one goes out for the moms. Every child is at risk, not only for falling for the trans cult, but being encouraged to do so. And believe me, it is a cult. I did some studying, and the transgender medical industrial complex is playing the long game and using all the tactics to do so. I wish to give you hope, and I wish to alarm you. I wish to give you knowledge and resources. Mom, you have more strength than you know, and my hope is that trans never haunts your home. I will be speaking as if you are fresh, as I was when this hit my home. So bear with me. I do bear good news, I promise. The wanted image you see is of the three main mascots, influencers, used in our schools globally to indoctrinate our children. And of course, a vile doctor holding literal buckets of breast tissue as a Christmas gift. This is what our daughters are knowing, our children. Trans pushers are ready to destroy your children's lives and bodies, your family, and often your livelihood, jobs, parental rights. The state is taking children and transing them. T is a verb, and don't think it's not about money. There is one child shown by our dear Exulansic, and by the age of 21, had already charged $1 million in medical bills. She had gone through sepsis and necrosis and almost died 4 times and was still believing in the trans cult. One doctor even called the removal of women's organs because our insides necrotized due to the testosterone. They use a term jack-o'-lantern. Just use that image. Not exactly respecting women and children. And they are doing this to minors. They become dependent patients for life. Not many sane people can think that a disability and dependency of medical care equals a life that is free. Isn't this why we keep the dangers and educate our children on everything else? Drugs, safety, making good choices? It's always about their future. Trans seems to stop that thought, as cults do. Read the Pronouns Are Rohypnol essay. Trans is not grassroots, and you need to know your country's laws, especially conversion therapy. Trans is the conversion. My name is Shannon. I am a full-blown mama TERF. In other words, a woman, a mother living in reality and fighting for women's liberation. Yes, still. Since you're hearing me and you have found WDI, please know you are in the right place. You have found women who will continue to weather this trans storm, to fight for you and for your children in life, law, health, and humanity. Many of these women are devoted and don't even have children themselves. And find us on social media. Let us hold you up, calm you down, and lend you an ear. Sharing and caring are universal bonds for women. You are not alone. Right here at WDI every Saturday, my heart fills up. The Women's Circle is the universal historical strength of humanity, a main reason that we were not made extinct. So mama, find one great friend to hold you up. Be ready to stand firm and know that you can do this. I even hired a guard outside my home. I had to threaten a couple who I'd loved for 10 years, a lesbian couple, with legal action to stop them from trying to indoctrinate my daughter. Many parents have moved away for months. You get one body. We only get one chance to raise them. This is your shining moment. This is not our gender neutral. Gender has turned against us. We must use the legal terms, sex. We don't sew wings on because our children want to fly. Women is the oldest fact of humanity, and if it can fall, so can every other fact. If sex-based rights fall to gender identity in the West, the world will gladly follow and throw away the rights, laws, and protections of women and children. We need every voice in this fight. Trans rights are human rights? Oh, no, no, no. No, trans already have the same human rights as everybody else in the West. What they want is to dissolve others' rights. It may soon be their right to have a parking spot closer than the handicap spaces. What, now driving is transphobic or blind phobic because blind people can't do it? We can't allow this manipulation. Male violence exists. Once that universal scourge is solved, then maybe then men can come and ask for us for a favor and ask us to move over. Thank you very much. As Andrea Dworkin said, they can't even give us a 24-hour respite from rape. A more comic way to look at it is Linda Blade says, anyone who grew up on a farm knows that a castrated bull does not make a cow. So in your life from your children, you may hear, oh, mommy, you're being silly. It's not about biological sex. It's not even about the act of sex. It's just who I am. This is my identity. These are the most dangerous words for anyone who has studied tyranny. It cuts to the core of human nature. Do not obey. I call this, from studying tyranny and authoritarianism, but I use the word participatory obedience, where people line up for their own destruction. We must always think one step more. Our identities are what we do, not what we declare. No, sex, both kinds, is exactly what trans is about. They want laws to fall, and unfortunately they are. So let's get some business out of the way. In case there are any pro-trans people here, we hope you listen. We hope you use democratic and diplomatic ways to engage, as we should in our civilized society. But you must know that the trans activists are physically attacking women, stopping women from speaking, even just to say adult, human, female. You've got to be open to listening. We must support free speech. This is what allows the tyranny. This is not gay plus. You have a future ahead, and we are here for you when you're ready. We are fighting for you. As Bertrand Russell said, the fundamental cause of trouble is that in the modern world, the stupid are cocksure while the intelligent are full of doubt. And we should be. We always have more to learn. Next, a message for the trans cult. If you're here, you cannot have our children. We will fight. I am more Mama Honey Badger on this one than Mama Bear. Woman is taken. Make your own word for whatever condition you suffer. No prefixes, no non-sex, no third gamete, no quarter. If medical consent at 12 for dismemberment becomes acceptable, then why not sexual consent? This is what they're after. You already have every human right as everyone else in the West, if not more, and certainly political power. And taking rights from others is not true equality. When we learn history, we see you. We will not obey. You call our children eggs to be cracked, we will protect them. No is a full sentence. Our lesbian daughters do not need to change anything. Same for our autistic children. 40% of teens are now identifying as T or Q. 65% are homosexual. 40% are autistic. Eugenics is not new. The facts. We must stick with facts and reality. Every cell is male or female. Intersex is a red herring giving trans license for biological exploitation. Just know. We get one body, there's two sexes, and only LGB. No third gamete, and puberty is not pathology. The only way to protect in law is with reality. We are the ones who stand for LGB. We stand for them to grow up, stay intact, be healthy, and love who they wish, without harming or taking from anyone. The cults, there's something from Stephen Hassan called the bite model. It's good to know it. Basics are they don't allow outside information. They love bomb the newbies. They keep them engaged. They dead name. Leaving your family for a new glitter family. The old life is dead. The language changes. They literally demand a pound of flesh. So now for the good news. My young ROGD, trans, non-binary, genius teen daughter denounced the trans cult. Oh, sorry, I missed my spot. Sorry. After 7 months of my deprogramming, she stated on her own that she is done with it. She has since made it safely to 18. The irony for a mother to be grateful for puberty is not lost on me. To feel stronger for keeping her home from college? How can that not be cognitive dissonance? What mother could believe that that would be right outside of an addiction or trauma? I hired a 24-hour guard outside my home. I am but one person. But the teachings we instill are what we ourselves must uphold. And I taught my children, it is better to be preventative than curative. We get one body. And if you're lucky, it's a long life. If I hadn't stayed firm, I would have lost her. Her life, mind, body would be ruined today. I am grateful to you female fighters who inspire me. You gave us a future again. This cult is pervasive, powerful, insidious, and protected. Our children need us mamas, even if they think that they hate us for a while. My daughter wouldn't even remember what she said to me at that time. The brainwashing is so intense. Find detransitioners. Waffling Willow covers the cult aspects. Before I peaked, a word we use when we become aware of the truth of trans, the dangers I was watching for were the same as what I did for my older children. Porn, webcam, eating disorders, moods, late nights, hidden phones, cash, bad grades, cutting, drugs, weird smells, dilated pupils, bad friends, sneaking out, those things, all clear. She was graduating as a valedictorian at 16. Oh, sorry, I did it again. I'm touching something, sorry. Oh. Okay. But then, so she was graduating as valedictorian at 16, healthy, happy, a bright future. Got into colleges she wanted. What a happy day. What an accomplishment. But then the binder, I found the binder. A breast compression corset so you can seem flat-chested, look like a boy or a non-binary. They also have the surgeries. I thought, what is this? Who is telling her her body is wrong? How could I not see this as an equivalent to the concept of breast ironing? Any strike against the female body is misogyny. Transing is a verb. Oh, how little I knew and what horrors I was about to find. As I had taught them, ignorance is not an option, so I had to learn and fast. I raised them saying, if I won't let someone else hurt you, I won't let you do so either. As an autodidact, I began researching, quickly learned not to trust any experts, no doctors, no therapists, and definitely not any LGBT plus center. I bought the books, Abigail, Helen, Kathleen, Kara, read Huxley and Orwell, joined YouTube Premium. I wasn't even on social media before. I was just dealing with the kids stuff. Damn, I was mad. If I had been on, I may have learned the truth earlier. As a US Democratic liberal, I was shocked. As a mom, I was pissed. Oh man. So my peak trans moment. I was listening to YouTube. I heard a clear, no nonsense British mom say, do you know how offensive it is to say the definition of a woman makes men feel unsafe? You all know her. It was Kelly J. Keene. Yes, yes. Women matter. Our daughters deserve better. I can do this. So, advice. I told her the testosterone can drop almost 15 IQ points. That was a big scare. especially when she'd worked so hard. We cannot waste our rare talent in this world, and we do not help others if we bring ourselves down. We always must see it to lift others up. My advice, use spyware. The computers and devices are dangerous. It is a necessity. You need to know. The digital world is the next world, not Mars. China owns TikTok, and they are watching our children destroy themselves. Algorithms are studying your child's behavior. Every blink, pause is showing their interest. The algorithms pick up if you post pronouns, flags, etc. in games, chat rooms. Trans is as dangerous a trend as anorexia, which still has the highest rate of death for our teens, for now. And in anorexia and trans can both take hold within 4 months. So start sleuthing, mama. We watched something called The Wave, a documentary from 1981, where a teacher did an experiment and turned his class into the Third Reich in just a few weeks. We need to know social engineering tactics. The signs to watch for: flags, pins, pronouns, anime. Even online, they're also a signal to others when you see these things, or in emails or at work, there's signal to others. Anime, trans friends, fluffing of their t-shirt to hide their breasts, slouching, neutral clothing. You'll see that the non-binary all look the same. Tape, binders, acne, facial hair, insults toward women, sensitivity to names, pronouns, words, cis, envy, lowering your voice, cutting your hair, love bombing from friends who are saviors. They will be on their phone, coaching them and telling them exactly what to say. And don't think this isn't about money. Even from one child's foreskin, you can make 4 football fields of skin. This is a biotissue boon, and the market shows it. It is to increase by billions at 12% per rate per year, and organ farms are in the works. I hate to have the bad news. Testosterone is now a pill, and Rutgers University gives it out at orientation. Universities provide surgeries for free. The cultures and laws you need to know. Canada now has compelled speech in law. Conversion therapy laws are this. Trans is the conversion, but the conversion therapy laws now call it the opposite. I view pronouns as a marker. They designate you into a group. They allow for discrimination, just as an armband, branding, style of clothes, or actual sex of our bodies instantly tells people if we are us or them. Cis is the enemy. Of course, they should have to ask us if we identify as cis, but that's the point. Trans doesn't care about you. It is about themselves. I even had to threaten a lesbian couple in my neighborhood. I grew up with their kids. I knew them for 10 years with lesbian action. How is this happening with legal action? Sorry. A high school lesbian couple was asked by their peers, so which one of you is going to trans? How is this right? Why is trans what we have in common with Iran? Every trans word definition is backwards. As Nina says, trans acted like they wanted a hand up, but they took a leg over. I like rewards better than punishment. I'm a softie. So my daughter was pretty surprised by my firm stance on this one. For leverage, mamas, you've got to use things like driving, phones, devices, even money. You can't buy back body parts. Driving is a privilege, not a right. Society decided a child is supposed to be responsible enough by the age of 16 to be put in charge of a 3,000-pound weapon. If you don't stop for a stop sign, it's not about you, it's about others. We use our turn signals to communicate to others. If I can't trust you with the lives of others, I can't trust you with the lives of others, but you can't care for yourself. You have to come at it from what they care about. Even paying her, I paid her to read and watch the lessons. It was money well spent, much cheaper than therapy. Trans suicide ideation and threat is after medication begins. Before that, it is manipulation. And one look at trans TikTok and the money of some of the kids pushers are making, and you'll want to throw up. So I even said to her, if the vet told us Our dog would be so, so happy if we took off her front legs. Oh, you can't even imagine that? Oh, you'll see. They're going to be so happy. Would you believe it? No. We need to be also aware of what's called the lab coat effect. So my newly educated heart was constantly full of flusters, and I would blurt out, but everybody loves breasts. Or, I didn't even catch your brother. Or, we changed hormones in meat so it wouldn't hurt you. Or, I didn't even drag you at birth. Or, I made choices for your lifetime of health months before you were even conceived. I nursed you for 2 years, and on, just saying, we always think of their futures. Flossing, helmets, vegetables, education. It's all about what comes tomorrow, not today. And kids can't usually think of that. And the chronic pain, the dismemberment, the destruction is what broke me. I lived with chronic pain. And it's on me that she'd never truly understood what that means. After all, that's what we want for our children. But they still need to have that understanding of what disabilities are and loss of bodily freedom. I am out of pain now, thank goodness. Gender dysphoria, I see it as actually what's called BIID, and which is illegal to take surgery to the body to cure the mind. After all, it actually doesn't cure the mind. One surgeon tried it to cure, and the patient who amputated their limb just found the other limb that was remaining became problematic. It doesn't stop. We must fix the mind. And they always ask, who is gaining, who's benefiting from destroying your body? We must not obey. We have to pick child or woman or a man in a dress. Pick one. You cannot protect both. Not this way. So, trans is not kind nor LGB. Suicidal dangers after medicalization. Teach them we get one body. Do not support those going back to eugenic roots. Planned Parenthood, ACLU are lying outright. HRC is straight up pedos and trans pushers. Executive Order 15, know it. Insurance companies are mandated to pay for trans dismemberment. Girl Guides have men in tents. Check your charities' money sheets. And remember, when you read about a she, it may be a he. And you don't need to tell the parents. This is taught under anti-bullying at school, not sex ed. So it's not told to parents. It is not in the curriculum. It is through assemblies from outside people, which makes the parents or the moms, when you get home, instant bullies if you stand up for reality. This is what they're doing for manipulation. We must make a fuss. We must be the voice our children deserve. Hold the line. As Kelly J. Keene says, the house is on fire and we all need a bucket. As Rex Landy says, every bucket is welcome. I now do activism with Here She, and we have a letter campaign to get Kara Dansky and Exulansic onto Bill Maher. So email me at hereshe@gmail and recruit widely. Let's do this. Mamas unite. We will get the word out. They cannot cancel all of us. And mamas, come to the chats. We are here waiting for you with excitement, knowledge, warmth, and sisterhood. We need each other more than we have in a long time. It's time to gather and rally around again. Fists up, women's circle with the children in the middle. They cannot cancel all of us. Keep speaking. Be brave.